Columbine happened more than a quarter century ago. Can you believe it? Can you believe how fast time went? Well, I remember exactly where I was when that tragedy happened. I was watching TV, and then the news started coming in. You know that there was a shooting at a school in Ohio, in Columbine, Ohio, and there were probably a lot of victims, and it's interesting because I was a recent immigrant. I had come to the U.S. about a year prior, even less, and but I could readily identify with these all American kids who were talking about how they saw their friends being shot, being chased. About I could easily identify with their fears and their the pain that they were feeling. Yeah, and and I remember specifically, the days after there was this black father who was inconsolable. Yeah, and for some reason I could remember names. For instance, Cassie Bernal. I remembered her name. I mean, I remember like 25 years later, I remember her name because because around that time I was thinking of going back to practicing Christianity, and also Kyle Velasquez. It's just because perhaps because Kyle was such uh, at that time I was thinking, Kyle was such an American first name, and Velasquez was such an immigrant last name. So it's just stuck in my mind like that. And unfortunately, the names of the assassins as well. But yeah, I realized that I had already become, an all American kid. Yeah. Uh, Unfortunately, I had to realize that through that tragic experience. But yeah, but I yeah.